My client that I was working with today has a very large client that is very demanding. And at her core, she always wants to make sure that she's delivering for that client. But when she shows up for that client, she comes at it from a state of fear where she says that she doesn't want to fail them, she doesn't want to disappoint them. And what I coached her to do was to really look at how she approaches situations from that place of negation. So rather than focusing on what we don't want, how can we change our wording and the mindset and the thoughts that we have to what we do want? So rather than saying, I don't want to disappoint somebody, or I don't want to fail their expectations, we can transfer that to, I do want to exceed their expectations. I do want to make them happy. And just by shifting and flipping the script from negation to affirmation, it's going to change the way we show up. Another thing that she shared with me was that her inner messaging and her inner dialogue is also often negative. But when she goes to the client, she says that he is always in a state of positive messaging. If there is an incongruence or a disconnect between the inner messaging that we have about ourselves or about the value that we provide and the outer messaging, that is going to come through. So this is another reason why it's so important to make sure that we are always in the state of affirmation. Last night, I was on a call with two of the people in my mastermind group who I do a weekly accountability session with. And I was frustrated because I felt like I'm always spinning my wheels. And one of the people in my group gave us all assignment, and it's known as a 3x3 exercise. So the first thing that we do in this exercise is we come up with 3 answers to what do I do well? And the second question for the 3x3 exercise is, why do customers like to work with me? And I went through this exercise and it was really powerful. It reminded me how far I've come, the value that I provide, my unique differentiators. And that allows me to step into my engagements with my clients from a very strong place of positivity. And then I can push them forward on their goals. So as we go into the weekend, I wanted to give you some ideas and extend an invitation to you to do some of this mindset shifting work. The first thing is to do the 3x3 exercise, really look at what do you do well, 3 things that you do well, and why your customers love to work with you, 3 reasons why they love to work with you. I would also encourage you to really listen to your inner voice versus your outer voice, and think about what can you do to strengthen the alignment between your inner voice and that voice that you convey to your customer or to the world. And then the third thing that I would invite you to do is to do the negation to affirmation exercise, which is flipping the script. And I provided certain questions and prompts for my client in a worksheet. And they are, thinking about common phrases, goals, or beliefs that you often state in negation. These words might be like don't, won't, can't, shouldn't. These are the things that will appear in those sentences. Pick one of those statements, write it down, and then work on translating it to an affirmation. And then think about the difference in these 2 statements and how they feel about you. So really be aware of the difference of negation versus affirmation and how it feels. So those are a few things that you can do this weekend to really shift your language, your storytelling, and your mindset from negative to positive, because everything counts. All of the messaging that we tell ourselves, making sure that it's in alignment with the messaging that we tell our customers and tell the world. And when we can create that synergy, that alignment, that congruence, and it's in a positive place, we open up for so many possibilities.